Welcome to the 5-Minute Show with your host, Ben Barber.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 5-Minute Show, episode 17, the second one of the day, and that is going to be a little bit of a topic of discussion for this one. Let me introduce my guest, Tony Nunes. Tony, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ben?
I'm wonderful. I love the dance move that you did behind the scenes. We'll get to it. You know what? Before we even introduce you, before you even tell people who you are and what you do, settle some beef.
So, I booked this show well in advance, and my friend and colleague Tom Foley decided, he needed to call and kind of cut the line and get in front of me. So, and I watched it earlier today. Apparently he's very competitive. So, when you were just dark there during your intro, I kind of took his Tom Foley worm move, which is complete garbage, and I showed you how it's really done. So,
I like it. I like it. I think that you both could now be contestants in our new television show. So you think you can dance in front of a computer screen?
Yes.
Which I think will be wonderful. Hopefully we can do the live shows at the United Theater. Tell people who you are and what you do.
Yes, I am Tony Nunes. I am the artistic director for the United Theater, which is opening this summer. I'm coming to you from my temporary office right now. If you hear dogs barking, which I'm sure you do, we are directly next to a dog groomer, and they're very busy today, so you will hear barking. Apologies for that. But yeah, I'm the artistic director for the United Theater, which, if you don't know what the United Theater is, it used to be a movie theater. It opened in the 1920s, right on Canal Street at the center of downtown Westerly. It closed in the 80s, and we are revitalizing it to be much more than a movie theater these days.
Even in the Chad says WHS video in the house.
Yes, AV nerds forever.
I love it. So even at the beginning of the revitalization process, the inside of the United Theater is gorgeous. It is such a beautiful historic landmark, such a building steeped in tradition here in Westerly. And it's taken a long time. The first steps from this, were well over a decade ago now, or not, just over a decade ago now.
Yeah.
What has this process been like? How long have you been involved?
I've been involved since 2013. I was born in 82. This place, the United Theater, was a movie theater and closed in 1986. I never went to a movie there when I was a kid. I just, I missed that time. I used to walk by it all the time when I was a kid and think, oh man, it would be amazing to one day win the lottery and make this place a movie theater again. So when I heard that they were actually doing that with the Westerly Land Trust back in 2013, I reached out and I started working on some of the events and helping with some of the marketing and revitalization and rebranding and retargeting, and it kind of went from there. And then I went on in a little more official capacity as a consultant, I guess you can say, for a number of years. And then about a year and a half ago, I started full-time as artistic director. So in 2014, we started doing events in what we now call our Black Box Auditorium, which was the original movie theater. And now it's a flat black box space. We've done pop-up events throughout the community. We've done them in the park. We've done them at the Misquamicut Drive-In. And we're finally, and you're right, it has been an incredibly long uphill climb. It's a multi-million-dollar project. It's huge. It's ambitious. And we have a June opening. So it's happening amid a pandemic.
So no drive-in specials for you guys this summer?
We have held 4 drive-in days, so we will be doing 4 drive-in shows this summer, just because we like to get out there.
Can we? I'm gonna petition for this until the day I die. Can we please call at least one of them Nunes on the Dunes?
See, if I had musical talent, I mean, I'm totally fine calling something Nunes on the Dunes, except I'm a producer and not a performer, so.
Amen. I hear you on that.
Yeah,
I am with you. I am with you 100% on that. I surround myself with talented people,
exactly.
and then I give the illusion that I am talented.
Exactly.
And it's wonderful.
Yes.
So what can we expect? Obviously, with the pandemic, things are going to be somewhat limited in what you're going to do right at first, but or possibly not. I don't know. But what sort of things will we expect from the United Theater once it's up and running?
Yes.
What's it going to look like?
Well, it is. So the original theater, we've actually taken over what used to be the Montgomery Ward department store next door as well, which made the facility more than double its size.
Right.
So come June, I'll go over some of these facets of the building. So one of the exciting things we have is we have a full-time music school on the lower level of what used to be the Montgomery Ward department store that has 5 one-on-one studios and 2 larger spaces for ensembles and things like that. And we're partnering with the Rhode Island Philharmonic Music School up in Providence and the band room down here with this guy, Tom Foley, who thinks he's special, but he's not. But he's partnering with us as well. So we're doing this music school. We'll have that opening in June. We have 3 screens for first run films. We have a micro cinema, which is a small 24-seat cinema. We have a main cinema, we call it, which is about 90 seats. And then we have the balcony in our black box auditorium can be sectioned off and become its own cinema screen as well. And we're doing first run films. We're all DCI compliant, so brand new movies from day one. And then we, of course, have the black box auditorium where we'll do live music, performing arts, dance, lectures. The Public's Radio, Rhode Island's NPR station, has a South County bureau as part of the United Theater. And then we have a gallery space that's also great for different live events that are a much smaller scale as well. So it's a huge facility.
Wow. So I was talking a little bit with the He Who Should Not Be Named from earlier about the rich history of the arts and music in this town. And I think that the United is obviously going to it's coming in to be a centerpiece and to create a spot that is welcoming for everyone and available. It's going to be available to outside groups as well a little bit, right?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Partnership is kind of our model. And we're partnering with, obviously I said the Philharmonic and the band room and all of these different entities to use the space and come in and present productions or what have you. So partnerships is kind of running our entire mission. It's all about partnering. It's all about, we're lucky to have inherited the name The United. That's what it was called when it opened in the 20s. But we kind of took that idea of United and created a mission around that to unite the community through the arts and unite all of these other nonprofits and arts organizations around the region. So that's our mission, and that's what we're opening into in June.
I love it. I think that's incredible, and I can't wait to see what you do, and I can't wait to come be a spectator. Chad says, can you host catered events?
We can, and we also have a connected restaurant, a new restaurant coming in where the Twisted Vine used to be.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they redid the entire restaurant. It's going to be a new operator, and we actually worked with them to create a door inside the restaurant that goes directly into the theater. So you can come in, hang your hat, have dinner, go watch a movie or a concert or what have you, all all under one roof.
What are you most excited for?
I'm a film guy. I went to film school. I worked in the independent film industry for a very short window of time. So I love music too. Live music is great, and I'm excited about that. But the film stuff, just to have 3 cinemas at my disposal to program is like a dream come true. And like I said,
it's a nice little playground for you, for sure.
Yeah, and I look forward to doing. We've done a lot of fun things, tested things. We do interactive screenings of the film Elf every holiday, and we've done that for 5 years, I think now. When we're open, we're going to do that a lot with a lot of different films, and partner with the restaurant to do a screening of a food-related film with a tasting menu to match and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff for me personally I'm dying for.
I love it. How many more? So you've been doing a series of Live at the Nick.
Yes.
Right now, how many more of those do we have, and will that continue after June?
Yeah. So we the Knickerbocker Music Center around the corner. We're incredibly closely partnered with them, especially. We kind of consider them our sister venue. We book together. So we worked with them. We got a heart recovery grant from Rhode Island Commerce to produce a 10-show series filmed at the Nick of full virtual concerts from regional and national acts. And that kicked off in January. We have 3 shows left. So tonight at 8:00, Providence artist Cowboy and Lady. That's the next show. Next week we have Madison McFerrin, who is Bobby McFerrin's daughter. She's amazing. And then our final show is Ryan Montbleu the following Friday. We're probably going to do some more. So the heart recovery grant that we got was part of the initial COVID relief money that was out there and available. There's a new package in the works, as everybody knows, and baked into that package is something called Save Our Stages, which is an act for venues, independent venues especially. So there's going to be some opportunity for us to get some grant money to continue this, hopefully into early summer, and then hopefully as things, fingers crossed, get better, we can progress into actually doing live events again at some capacity and expanding from there. We can't wait. There's so much pent up demand for people to get out. So I think once it is safe and people are able to get out and feel safe, I think, people use the Roaring 20s analogy all the time. And,
yes.
The Roaring 20s, I guess it's a Roaring 21s, are coming back. So the entertainment industry, I think, is going to flourish once the dust settles and this awful.
I mean, the timing of the pandemic is almost identical. So
it is
to a century ago. So that's incredible. I have to say that I'm a little jealous of the Live at the Knicks because so I did all of those concerts at the drive-in for the summer for you and for Musqueamachet, and I bought in the fall when I was not going out anymore to and everything became 100% virtual. I bought one of these guys, and I was so excited to start to use my real cameras, my camcorders, and my DSLRs that I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for into live streaming. And then I see your behind the scenes photo, and I'm like, Nunes. Nunes.
Yes.
So the production value of these Live at the Nick shows are incredible, and that is the type of quality that you guys can all expect to see from the United and everything that Tony does, and it's just fantastic, man.
Yeah, we hired. I work with a guy, Dan Hall, and way back in 2014 when we did 4 events that year for the United as the first events ever. We live streamed those through the actual live stream website before live streaming was cool.
Yeah.
And so I brought Dan back in, and he got that Black Magic, whatever that unit is called.
Yeah, the ATEM Mini.
Yeah, it makes it much easier to not have to edit a 4-camera show after the fact. Live editing is amazing, but because we're not doing these shows live, they're all pre-taped.
Yeah.
We had to pre-tape all of them, but that helped us because we actually hired a couple of audio engineers to record the audio in a very professional way. So the audio from these Nick live shows is incredible, and all of the artists. I mean, we've had bigger artists like Hamilton Lighthouser, and smaller artists like Huntress and Holder of Hands from Providence. They sound amazing. I mean, they did amazing.
They really do. They really, really do. Yeah, it's incredible. I forgot I wanted to ask you one more thing, and I don't.
We have to go 25 minutes to beat Tom, right?
We have to go 20 over 22 to beat Tom. So.
I think I'm game for it.
All right, let's go. You did. I don't remember the exact name of it. The show is supposed to be 5 minutes, and there's supposed to be no research done on my end. But you did a podcast for a long time. Geek Dad, Nerd Dad. What?
It was called Hey You Geeks.
Hey You Geeks. Okay.
Yeah, it was on a website called Geek Dad, which was started by Wired magazine. And it is what it sounds like. It's a parenting blog for raising geeky kids, and we hosted that for years.
So what are you geeking out about right now? What's your favorite movies out right now? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite TV shows?
So I'm a film guy, like I said, but I love classic film, and I love, I can be a film snob any day of the week, but I have to admit, I'm also I love pop culture and Star Wars, especially. I also, I hosted a podcast for Geek Dad as well when Star Wars was being revitalized by Disney, called Dadawan. And we hosted that for a couple of years. We were actually nominated for a Star Wars Podcast Award for that one. So I'm a huge geek for The Mandalorian and Marvel and WandaVision, which is a new show on Disney Plus. That is the first Marvel series that they've done. And I'm really geeking out about that lately. That it's a fantastic show. I watch a lot of, we all have in the past year, watch a lot of streaming, and the entire film industry and the shift to streaming and some of the things that scare me and keep me up at night. I geek out about that stuff, about the film industry. I really nerd out about that. Actually, I think I bore people to death with my, I read Variety magazine like it's my Bible. So I'm way up to date on way more than I should be on the actual film industry and the inner workings. And
I love it. I have a couple friends that I met on Clubhouse, and we do goofy rooms all the time, and they are they're pretty successful people, and we never talk about industry stuff. I know, and he and I started to talk about marketing and the entertainment industry because he does marketing for the social marketing for some TV networks with NBC Universal. And we ended up talking about the nuts and bolts of the industry and where it's going, and streaming versus traditional television and movies, and what all of that's going to look like. And we talked until 3 o'clock in the morning, just like it was nothing. It's so fascinating.
It's crazy too.
Yeah.
I can tell you, people ask me this question all the time. Aren't you scared? You're opening a movie theater, at a time when companies like Warner Brothers are taking their entire slate of new movies for a year and putting them out same day on HBO Max, which is their streaming service. So big movies like the new Godzilla versus King Kong, the new Matrix movie, the new Dune movie, they're coming out in theaters the same day that they're coming out on streaming. And there's something, there used to be windows of time when a movie went into theaters, and then there'd be a window of time when they left theaters before they could go on DVD and that. Well, those windows are shrinking so drastically that they're basically evaporated. And what I tell people all the time is, that will probably hurt some of the multiplexes and larger chains.
But it's going to be the best thing in the world.
it's going to be great. It opens us up. We'll be able to show larger movies. You know, we consider ourselves kind of an art house cinema, but we're going to show a mix. You know, we'll show those big movies, the new Top Gun movie, and we'll have Nomadland playing at the same time. You know, it's great for us too because people like, you know, we're curating a better option, we think. And we have, you know, our concessions area is going to be done by the restaurant. So we're going to have different flavors of popcorn. We're going to have homemade baked goods. We're going to have wine, beer on tap. Gray Sale actually may be making our own United Theater beer in the future. Who knows? So
this is going to be the closing of the window, right? And the prevalence of streaming and the prevalence of streaming movies at home, even like new release movies at home, that is going to make going to the movies more of an experience, and that is going to benefit these smaller theaters that are experience based.
Exactly.
And, like that's not a multiplex experience. Going and getting a beer and having, you know, that's what you're doing is fantastic, and it ends up. I think it's going to be serendipitous for you.
Steven Spielberg said a number of years ago, he predicted this. He predicted that this would happen, and he was right in a way. But he predicted that the movie theater experience would be just for large movies, big event movies, and then there'd be a premium on the ticket price. I think he was wrong there. I think what happened is, yeah, the multiplexes and those big corporate big box, they're you know, they're not great. We all know. Those are going to go away, and the people that are taking the time and care and attention to making the whole experience, a holistic experience of going out and making that special, that's like what we're trying and hopefully will accomplish with the United. That's what's going to take the industry forward. And, you know, we hope that we're there to ride this roaring 21s as it happens.
I love it. That all gets me super excited, and I'm excited for the United. Last question, because we've already beaten Tom now. So take that, Foley.
Me and Tom love each other, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Going to each other's weddings. We've known each other since high school. We work together very closely. You know, we just sang together yesterday for a private video we made for somebody. So, you know, it's tough love, but I beat you, Tom.
You did. You're officially the longest ever 5-minute show.
All right.
I love this show because there is no pressure on me to go a certain length. 5 minutes is so simple, you know, like
and you said
what they do.
You don't do research, right? Well,
I don't do any. So like, there's no schedule for this show. There's no plan for this show. This show is here for 3 reasons. Number one, because maybe more than 3. I don't know. Number one, it's I'm doing so much client work right now with all of the different organizations, and now working for the governor, and like all of this stuff. I'm doing so much that like I need to do my own stuff, and to put time and thought into a really like curated, thought out podcast or show would be too much at the moment. And number 2, I need to get more in the habit of creating my own micro content for myself. So there will be, so in a selfish way, there will be something in this bit, maybe you and I talking about theaters, something that I will then clip, and I will get better at the editing skills that I need for that. And it will be more entertaining things to put out as reels and TikToks. And
I'll tell you what you've done this year, in the way you've pivoted into creating something that, you know, has gone statewide, and I think you've done some national stuff as well.
Yeah,
pretty damn impressive.
Thanks, man.
You've done great work. It's you really took the pandemic and leaned into something that I think is much bigger and will go on for much longer.
I appreciate that. It's very cool. Both of my parents passed away during the pandemic, and my dad was a mill worker and my mom was a housewife. And they both got official, everything is going to come falling down if I do this, but they both got official memoriam recognition from the United States Congress, which is insane to me, and they would not believe this at all. And so that is very, very cool. And the pandemic has like taken everything and given everything, and it's I like the last year has been hard to hold on to in the moment. So that's why the 5 minute show was born, because I can do it for 5 minutes. I can reach out to anybody. The third thing, by the way, was networking, right? So it gives me an excuse to talk to anybody about anything. And then it's an easy way. It's a, like, I don't want to, I'm not interested in like asking people for business or like talk, like, I just want to make friends.
Yeah.
I just want to make friends.
Yeah.
So, and if something eventually comes of something from somebody, cool. If it doesn't, I love people and I love helping people and I love giving like that stuff out for free and just hanging out and doing and talking. Like, this has been, you and I have never had this long of a conversation ever.
No.
And we have so much in common.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
For real.
You know?
And there's so much on the horizon too. So it's good to lay down this foundation.
Yeah, I love it. Where can people find out more about the United Theater, and how much of your own stuff are you doing right now?
Well, they can find out about United Theater at unitedtheater.org. Side note, we spell theater the old British way, Theatre. So unitedtheater.org is our website. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. The Nick Live stuff is on our site. It's on the Nick website as well. For me, I'm not doing a lot of my own stuff. Because we're still building and finalizing our building, my job has taken on a lot of other additional roles, which is great. But I will get back to it. I have a musical that I've wanted to write for years, and I have a draft of it started, and I'm itching to get back and sit down and finish writing that musical.
This is all right, Tony. You're amazing. Speaking of last thing, because I would kick myself if I didn't do this. Last summer you were a big sneaky sneak, and we had a special guest here in Westerly for a long time that was doing a lot of work with you guys, and is a new Golden Globe winner.
Yes.
For the movie Soul. Should we expect at some point a performance at the United from John Batiste?
Definitely yes. So he was here. He did his first half of quarantine here. So he was here from March until July at the Nick. And we didn't tell anybody until after he left for obvious reasons, privacy. But he beamed out live from the Nick every night.
It was pretty obvious. If you know the Nick, it was pretty obvious he was here. But
the coolest thing was that I interviewed him after, because we do a live from United web series from time to time, and he wrote and recorded music for his new album at the Nick, some of it. He also worked with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross on the scoring of Soul directly while he was at the Nick. So some of the music that's in that movie, and I don't know specifics, but could have been recorded or conceptualized at the Nick, which is amazing, because if you've seen that movie, and if you haven't, it's actually my favorite movie of 2020. It's a beautiful, beautiful film.
I agree with that.
So it's on Disney Plus. I recommend anybody check it out. And yes, John Batiste, we want to have him back here this summer. Here's a little inside information. John Batiste has come to Westerly for a few years now, and he's loved it. He's done a couple of master classes with us at the Nick. He is going to create and help us create our masterclass music program down here which we're hoping we can name after him, the John Batiste Musical Masterclass series. So John Batiste will come. He'll be playing in Westerly maybe every year. He'll be down here doing master classes. He is very much in love with Westerly, and he will be a part of this moving forward.
There you go. And that's why we go a full half hour.
Yes, look at that. We went a half an hour. So Tom Foley's going to call you. Tom Foley's going to call you after this and want to do it again. He's going to want to be like the first, second guest you have or something. But
I said he can be the first, second guest, and that'll be fine. But you'll always be the longest.
All right. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Tony. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ben. Bye.
Wow. All right. That has been the 31-minute show, and I should go eat or something. Bye.
Looking for more than 5 minutes? Click the contact links in the description of this episode.